The world is not the same as it was before. From a vision of beauty, it became a face of destruction. Mother Nature have nurtured her children for over centuries, only to be destroyed by them. There's no doubt that people have been increasingly intelligent for the past decades. Technology emerged and continues to improve. This allows new possibilities to change how the world works and even how it looks. Resources are depleted due to humans' excessive use. Environment is degraded because of humans' improper waste management. Humans' apathy towards its home continues to be the fuel of the world's biggest problems. So when will people realize that the clock is already ticking fast and that the world is already at the brink of total destruction? Viewing the country of the Philippines. Recently, the politics have brought great noise to the society. Election campaigns happening in different parts of the country, heated debates, people actively expressing their political views and preferences, and different political controversies have surfaced and caused chaos in the country. Now that the great storm brought by the election period has ceased, the silence and order seem to have been restored as well. However, the remnants of the storm are still apparent, with thousands of campaign materials and posters spread across the country. Where do you think all of this would end up? A joint memorandum circular was signed by the DENR, DILG, and the COMELEC in 2013 for the basura-free elections, which enjoins political parties, party list groups, and individual candidates to enforce relevant provisions of Republic Act 9006 and Republic Act 9003 or the Solid Waste Management Act of 2000. It was implemented to reduce the volume of waste during the election and post-election periods, as it encourages the use of recyclable, reusable, and environment-friendly materials. According to the DILG, local government units and poll candidates should remove and dispose campaign waste materials within 3 days, and that proper disposal of campaign materials must be in line with environmental laws and local ordinances against illegal dumping, open burning, and littering. The Eco Waste Coalition also encourages the reusing and repurposing of campaign materials to minimize the volume of post-election garbage.
Sustainability is the core solution to many environmental problems. It is the kind of development that meets the needs of present generations without compromising the ability of future generations to meet theirs. Living sustainably is the key, but how can we live more sustainably? As to live in a sustainable way, There are lessons from nature that one should take into their way of living. These are the four scientific principles of sustainability, namely the reliance on solar energy, population control, nutrient cycling, and lastly, biodiversity. The sun, or the solar capital, where all the sunlight comes from, warms the planet and supports plants to photosynthesize foods for themselves and most other animals as well as humans. We use this natural solar capital in our daily lives to give us natural lighting, to dry our clothes, help our plants grow, and many more. Population growth has been a major problem also for both animals and humans, since growth in population leads to a tight competition for limited resources among different species, and this too creates a boomerang effect, since this sparse resources limits population growth. This is the part when population control should be applied, as to limit and balance the consumers of natural resources through humane ways. There is little or no waste in natural systems, for there is what we call nutrient cycling. Nutrient cycling is a natural process wherein chemicals are being recycled to be used by plants and animals again in order to stay alive and reproduce. How about those outstanding variety of plants and animals? Precisely. The biological diversity that our planet contains also contributes to environmental sustainability. This also pertains to the different phenotypes of organisms, the genes that they contain, the ecosystems in which they exist, and the natural services they provide have yielded. Many solutions have been mentioned to address different environmental problems. As to utilize some of these solutions, as biology students, we thought of a very simple way to help lessen the wastes created by political banners and to turn it creatively into something useful. Since political banners are recyclable, especially those that are made in large sheets of strong, flexible and water-resistant material, we thought of making those into reusable products like bags and wallet. The first phase of this banner recycling had become the collection of political banners. So what we did during this phase involved strolling upon highways to find and collect different political banners that were still being posted on different houses' fences, walls, and we also asked and gathered tarps from relatives and friends who had already collected some of it. The second phase involved cleaning and washing the collected political banners and drying them off under the sun, utilizing the natural heat and light provided by our natural solar capital. The third phase involved deciding and making the right measurements and outlines for the bags and wallets that we're going to make, then actually putting it into action. In making the bags and wallets, we made use of an electrical portable sewing machine. And painting it after to put some creative touches. Recycling political banners and turning it into stylish bags and wallets truly is an example of minor act, but we believe, as a group, that this have helped lessen the wastes and pollution that these banners might create in the present and future times.
Wait, pause for a moment and think. What can you do to help save our home, our Earth? If you ask me, I'll start simple. By adapting and practicing sustainable ways in doing our everyday activities, we can help lessen the burden we give to our planet. By removing single-use plastics in our life and opting for reusable ones like eco bags, tote bags just like what we have made out of tarpaulins, and by bringing containers for waters and other stuffs, we can also lessen our demand for plastics. Less demand, less production. Step. What I can think of is our carbon footprint. Only few are aware of this concept, so less people are aware that their actions and their everyday activities are taking a huge toll on the condition of the planet. In every unsustainable activity we do every day, we are emitting large amounts of carbon dioxide that contributes to the growing issue of climate change and other issues linked to it. So what can we do? Step on it. Put a stop on the continuous increase of carbon footprint. Know how much you contribute. Be aware of the amount of carbon footprint you give off and trace which of your activities need to be lessened. Redesign your lifestyle. Adjust the way you use your resources. Step on it. Put a stop on your growing carbon footprint.
Step up. We should level up our efforts in helping our Earth heal. Solely knowing what to do will never be enough. We should take action. For as the saying goes, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much.
Step. It's a just action. We can help reverse this drastic change our world is facing if we chose to step forward and do actions that could answer Mother Nature's call.
Step. It could mean that we should step on the gas, make our response faster, let us accelerate our actions that could save our environment. We have no time to dawdle and wait for its complete destruction.
Every little action helps when helping to save the environment now and more than ever. It's essential we do what we can no matter how big or small, and we should always spread the word, recycle and reuse, save water, conserve energy, choose reusable over single use, and move and walk to beat pollution. Don't be scared. Everything will be fine if you're one of us, not just watching this,
What
but
can
also
we do
to
to
it
save
by
the
yourself.
Earth? When
Trust
we
me,
say
your
saving the
simple help
Earth,
and
it would
awareness
literally
is a
points
big
out to the action that we are doing to maintain and preserve it. As a youth, we have the capacity to take even small actions to make a change in our environment. Just like by simply throwing garbage to its proper waste disposal, cleaning the backyard, reducing using plastics, and of course recycling things. It's not heavy duty. That's why I believe that we are able to do it, right? And of course, educating ourselves as well as the other people is an important step to help the Earth. It's in the hands of human being to make Earth more sustainable and beneficial not only for us, but also for the future generations.
As young as we are, it is our moral obligation to do something for Mother Nature. Your action can make a difference. Simply changing your daily lifestyle could be of great help already. Saying no to plastic bags, avoiding non-recyclables, recycling, and cleaning your surroundings are just some of the simple ways that us students can do in order to make a huge, real, and positive impact on Earth.